In a quiet corner of the galaxy, Earth floated peacefully, unaware of the storm brewing at its edges. For centuries, humanity had gazed at the stars, wondering if they were alone. The silence of space seemed endless, and many began to believe that Earth was truly isolated in the vast universe. But that belief shattered one fateful morning when an alien fleet appeared without warning. The invaders arrived in ships unlike anything humanity had ever seen. Sleek, dark, and bristling with weapons, the vessels loomed like predators circling their prey. At first, there was confusion. Governments scrambled to understand what was happening. Were these visitors peaceful? Did they come to trade or explore? Those questions were answered quickly and brutally. A single message echoed across every radio frequency, television, and communication device on Earth: surrender or be annihilated. The voice was cold and mechanical, devoid of emotion. It belonged to Xyneris, the commander of the alien armada. Her words left no room for negotiation. Humanity had 3 days to comply, or the invaders would attack. Panic swept across the planet. Cities buzzed with fear as people tried to make sense of the situation. Some prepared for the worst, stocking up on supplies and seeking shelter. Others prayed for a miracle. Leaders around the world held emergency meetings, but no one knew how to respond to such a threat. Captain Alex Monroe stood aboard the Eclipse Asterisk, Earth's newly formed flagship, staring out at the alien fleet through the observation window. He was a tall man with sharp features and a calm demeanor, though his mind raced with worry. The weight of responsibility pressed heavily on him. As the leader of Earth's defense fleet, he knew the odds were against them. The invaders' technology far surpassed anything humanity possessed. Their ships moved faster, fired more powerful weapons, and seemed nearly indestructible. Still, Alex refused to give up hope. Joining him on the bridge was Dr. Rachel Myers, a brilliant astrophysicist known for her work on advanced energy systems. She had been called in to help find a way to counteract the invaders' superior technology. Rachel was younger than most senior advisors, but her sharp mind earned her respect. She carried a tablet filled with data collected from previous encounters with alien probes. Though those skirmishes had ended in defeat, they provided valuable insights into the enemy's capabilities. Alex turned to Rachel. "Do we have anything that can stop them?" he asked, his voice steady despite the tension in the room. Rachel hesitated before responding. "Their ships are powered by something called void crystals," she explained. "It's an energy source we've never seen before. If we can figure out how to disrupt it, we might stand a chance." "But do we have time?" Alex pressed. Rachel shook her head. "Not much. We'll need to act fast." As the hours ticked away, Alex gathered his crew for a strategy session. Among them was Lieutenant Sam Carter, a skilled pilot with quick reflexes and nerves of steel. There was also Chief Engineer Laura Bennett, who specialized in experimental weapon systems. Together, they brainstormed ideas, knowing that failure wasn't an option. Meanwhile, on Earth, ordinary citizens stepped forward to help. Jake Thompson, a former mechanic, volunteered to join the fight after seeing reports of the alien fleet. He didn't have military training, but he knew how to fix things and break them too. Maya Rodriguez, a communications specialist, signed up to support the fleet's efforts. She believed her skills could make a difference, even if she wasn't a soldier. Back on the Eclipse Asterisk, Alex made a bold decision. They wouldn't wait for the aliens to strike first. Instead, they would launch a preemptive attack to test the invaders' defenses and buy themselves more time. It was a risky plan, but sitting idle felt worse. As the countdown to the ultimatum continued, Alex addressed his crew. "We may not have the numbers or the technology," he said firmly, "but we have something they don't: heart, and that's going to carry us through." Though fear lingered in the air, a spark of determination ignited among the crew. Earth's ultimate fleet was about to take the stage, ready to face whatever came next. As the alien fleet loomed closer, Earth's leaders realized that unity was their only hope. For years, nations had argued over borders, resources, and power. But now, faced with an enemy from beyond the stars, they set aside their differences. A global council formed overnight, bringing together scientists, military strategists, and political figures. Captain Alex Monroe stood at the center of it all, coordinating efforts between governments and ensuring that every available ship was ready for battle. Dr. Rachel Myers worked tirelessly in her lab aboard the Eclipse *. She analyzed fragments of alien technology recovered from earlier encounters, searching for any weakness humanity could exploit. Her breakthrough came late one night when she discovered how the invaders powered their ships. Void crystals, as they were called, generated immense energy but seemed unstable under certain conditions. If Earth's forces could disrupt the crystals, they might cripple the alien fleet. The challenge was figuring out how to do so without getting obliterated in the process. Alex called another meeting on the bridge of the Eclipse *, gathering his key team members. Lieutenant Sam Carter leaned against a console, his sharp eyes scanning the holographic map of the alien fleet projected in the center of the room. Chief Engineer Laura Bennett adjusted her glasses as she reviewed schematics for a prototype weapon designed to destabilize void crystals. Though the device showed promise, it required close-range deployment, a dangerous task that could cost lives. "We need volunteers," Alex said finally, breaking the silence. "This isn't just about winning a fight. It's about survival. If we don't act now, Earth won't have a future." His words resonated deeply with everyone present. Across the planet, ordinary people stepped forward to join the cause. Jake Thompson, a former mechanic, found himself training alongside seasoned pilots. His hands-on experience with engines made him invaluable, even if he lacked formal combat skills. Maya Rodriguez, a communications specialist, worked long hours setting up encrypted channels to ensure coordination among Earth's scattered fleet. Both felt a mix of fear and determination as they prepared for what lay ahead. Meanwhile, tensions rose within the crew of the Eclipse *. Laura clashed with Alex over the feasibility of deploying the prototype weapon during battle. "It's not ready," she insisted, her voice tight with frustration. "If we rush this, we'll lose more than just the weapon. We'll lose lives." "I know the risks," Alex replied calmly. "But we don't have time to wait. Either we take this chance, or we roll over and let them destroy us." The debate ended when Rachel interrupted, holding up a data pad filled with new findings. "I've refined the targeting algorithm," she announced. "It's still risky, but it gives us a better shot at success." Her confidence swayed the group, and Alex gave the order to proceed. Preparations intensified as day 2 of the ultimatum approached. Factories operated around the clock, producing ammunition, repairing damaged ships, and assembling makeshift vessels. Volunteers poured into training camps, learning how to operate weapons systems and follow commands. Among them were farmers, teachers, and office workers, people who had never imagined themselves fighting in a war. Yet here they were, standing shoulder to shoulder, united by a shared purpose. On the front lines, morale remained fragile. Rumors spread about the invaders' strength and cruelty. Some feared that resistance was futile, while others clung to hope. Alex addressed the fleet over a secure channel, his steady voice cutting through the uncertainty. "They think no one will come," he said. "They think we'll surrender because we're outnumbered and outgunned. But they're wrong. We may not have their technology, but we have something stronger: the will to protect our home." His speech inspired many, including Jake and Mia, who continued their preparations with renewed focus. On the Eclipse *, Rachel fine-tuned the prototype weapon, running simulations to anticipate potential problems. Laura supervised its installation, barking orders to engineers as they worked nonstop. Even Sam, usually calm under pressure, felt the weight of responsibility growing heavier with each passing hour. As dawn broke on the second day, the alien fleet began advancing toward Earth. Their movements were deliberate, almost taunting, as if daring humanity to make a move. Alex knew they couldn't wait any longer. With a deep breath, he issued the order. Launch the first wave. The battle was about to begin, and Earth's ultimate fleet was ready to take the stage. The order to launch the first wave sent a ripple of tension through the fleet. Pilots scrambled to their ships, engines roared to life, and crews double-checked their equipment. Among them was Jake Thompson, who had never flown in combat before. His hands trembled slightly as he strapped into the cockpit of the fighter craft, but he forced himself to focus. Beside him, Lieutenant Sam Carter led the squadron with calm precision, her voice steady over the comms. "Stick close and follow my lead," Sam instructed. "We're not here to win, just to test their defenses and buy time." Mia Rodriguez sat at her station aboard the Eclipse Asterisk, monitoring communications. She listened intently as pilots reported in, ensuring everyone stayed connected. Her heart raced with every update, knowing that lives depended on her ability to relay information quickly and accurately. Back in engineering, Laura Bennett kept a watchful eye on the prototype weapon, making last-minute adjustments while praying it wouldn't fail when needed most. As the human ships approached the alien fleet, the invaders responded immediately. Bright streaks of plasma fire lit up the darkness of space, forcing the pilots to dodge and weave through deadly barrages. Jake gripped the controls tightly, sweat dripping down his face as he narrowly avoided a blast. The aliens' weapons were fast and powerful, leaving little room for error. Despite the chaos, Sam remained composed, guiding her team with sharp commands. "Break formation," she shouted after spotting an opening. "Target their smaller cruisers." The squadron split apart, each pilot zeroing in on a different enemy ship. Jake locked onto a cruiser and fired a missile, watching as it struck home. The alien vessel erupted in flames, debris floating into the void. It was his first kill, and a surge of adrenaline coursed through him. But there was no time to celebrate. The invaders retaliated fiercely, sending waves of drones to swarm the human fighters. On the Eclipse Asterisk, Alex Monroe watched the battle unfold from the bridge. The holographic display showed red markers representing alien ships closing in on blue ones belonging to Earth's fleet. Every loss hit hard, but Alex knew this skirmish wasn't about victory. It was about gathering data. Rachel Myers stood nearby, analyzing real-time readings from the fight. Her eyes widened as she noticed something crucial. The alien command ship emitted a unique frequency that seemed to synchronize with its void crystals. "This could be our chance," Rachel said urgently, turning to Alex. "If we can replicate that frequency and amplify it, we might overload their energy source." Alex nodded, already thinking ahead. "Get me a plan, and fast." Meanwhile, the cost of the engagement became painfully clear. Dozens of human ships fell victim to the aliens' superior firepower. Explosions lit up the battlefield, scattering wreckage across space. Sam's squadron took heavy losses, forcing her to regroup what remained of her team. Jake's fighter sustained damage, smoke filling his cockpit as alarms blared. He managed to limp back to the Eclipse Asterisk, where engineers rushed to repair his ship. Back on Earth, news of the battle spread rapidly. Families huddled around screens, watching live footage of the conflict. Some cheered at the sight of destroyed alien cruisers, while others wept for the brave souls lost in action. The weight of sacrifice hung heavy in the air, but so did determination. Volunteers continued pouring into recruitment centers, eager to join the fight however they could. Later that evening, Alex gathered his senior officers for a debriefing. The mood was somber yet defiant. Rachel presented her findings on the alien frequency, explaining how it could be used against them. Laura outlined modifications needed to adapt the prototype weapon for this new strategy. Though the odds remained grim, hope flickered among the crew like a stubborn flame. "We've learned enough to make a stand," Alex said firmly. "Tomorrow, we'll show them what humanity is made of." As the meeting ended, Jake wandered to the observation deck, staring out at the stars. He thought about the friends he'd lost and the battle still ahead. For the first time, he felt a strange sense of peace. Whatever happened next, he knew he wouldn't face it alone. Earth's ultimate fleet had taken the stage, and together, they would fight for their future. The next morning brought a grim realization. The alien fleet was moving closer to Earth. Their massive ships cast long shadows over the smaller human vessels, and their weapons seemed even deadlier than before. Captain Alex Monroe stood on the bridge of the Eclipse Asterisk, his jaw tight as he studied the holographic map of the battlefield. The invaders were targeting Luna Base Alpha, a critical refueling station for Earth's fleet. If they lost that base, humanity's chances of survival would drop drastically. "We can't let them take it," Alex said firmly, turning to his team. "Not without a fight." Rachel Myers nodded, her mind racing. She had spent the night refining the plan to disrupt the aliens' void crystals using the frequency she'd discovered. "If we overload their energy source, we might be able to cripple their entire fleet," she explained. "But it'll require getting close to their command ship." Alex didn't hesitate. "Then we'll get close." Lieutenant Sam Carter stepped forward, her sharp eyes scanning the map. "It's suicide," she warned. "Their defenses are too strong. Any ship that gets near will be torn apart." "I know," Alex replied, his voice calm but resolute. "That's why we're sending a small team in cloaked shuttles. They'll slip past the enemy lines and plant the destabilizer near the command ship's core." Sam frowned but didn't argue. She knew Alex was right. It was their only chance. Still, the mission would be dangerous, requiring precision and nerves of steel. Jake Thompson volunteered immediately, eager to make up for the losses during the first skirmish. Maya Rodriguez joined him, her skills as a communications specialist making her invaluable for maintaining contact with the fleet. Together, they formed part of the infiltration team. As preparations began, tensions ran high. Laura Bennett worked tirelessly in engineering, ensuring the prototype weapon was ready for deployment. She tested every component, running simulations to anticipate potential failures. Her hands moved quickly, but her expression remained anxious. "This thing better work," she muttered under her breath, "or we're all dead." On the front lines, pilots like Sam prepared for another diversionary attack. Their job was to draw the aliens' attention away from the infiltrators, giving Jake and Mia time to reach the command ship. It wouldn't be easy. Every fighter in the fleet would be needed to hold off the relentless assault. Sam felt the weight of responsibility pressing down on her, but she pushed it aside, focusing on the task ahead. Back aboard the Eclipse Asterisk, Alex addressed the crew one last time. "Today, we show them what we're made of," he said, his voice steady and clear. "They think we're weak because we're outnumbered, but they don't understand what it means to fight for your home, for your family, for everything you love." His words resonated deeply, sparking a fire of determination among the crew. Even those who weren't heading into battle felt a renewed sense of purpose. Engineers worked faster, technicians double-checked systems, and volunteers loaded supplies onto ships. Everyone played a role, no matter how small. As the fleet launched its second wave, chaos erupted once again. Plasma fire filled the void, lighting up the darkness with bursts of orange and blue. Sam led her squadron with fierce determination, weaving through enemy ships and firing missiles at key targets. The aliens responded with overwhelming force, their larger vessels unleashing barrages that shook the human fighters. Despite the odds, the diversion worked. The invaders focused their attention on the main fleet, leaving gaps in their defenses. In the midst of the chaos, Jake, Mia, and the rest of the infiltration team slipped past enemy lines in cloaked shuttles. The tension inside their small craft was palpable as they approached the alien command ship. Its surface gleamed ominously, bristling with weapons, and guarded by swarms of drones. Jake gripped the controls tightly, sweat dripping down his face. Beside him, Mia monitored the shuttle's sensors, guiding them toward a weak point in the hull. "This is it," Jake whispered, more to himself than anyone else. "No turning back now." Mia nodded, her voice steady despite the fear in her heart. "We've got this," she said. "For Earth." As they neared the command ship, alarms blared across the alien fleet. The invaders had spotted them, but it was too late. The infiltration team was already inside, ready to face whatever came next. Humanity's fate rested in their hands. Inside the alien command ship, the infiltration team moved cautiously through dimly lit corridors. The walls pulsed faintly with an eerie organic glow, as if the ship itself were alive. Jake Thompson led the way, his weapon drawn, and his eyes scanning for any sign of danger. Behind him, Mia Rodriguez held a scanner, guiding the group toward the void crystal core. Every step felt heavier than the last, the air thick with tension. The silence was broken suddenly by the hum of machinery. A squad of alien drones rounded a corner, their sleek, insect-like forms gliding smoothly toward the intruders. Without hesitation, Jake fired, his shot striking two of the drones and sending them crashing to the ground. The rest scattered, firing beams of energy that narrowly missed the team. Maya ducked behind a console, her heart pounding as she tried to recalibrate the scanner while under fire. "We can't stay here," she shouted over the noise. "They'll swarm us if we don't keep moving." Jake nodded, gesturing for the others to follow. They sprinted down the corridor, dodging blasts and weaving through the maze-like structure of the ship. The alien architecture was unlike anything they'd ever seen. Twisting passages, bioluminescent panels, and strange symbols etched into the walls. It was disorienting, but Mia's scanner kept them on track. As they neared the core chamber, the resistance grew fiercer. Larger drones appeared, armed with plasma cannons that tore through the walls and sent debris flying. Jake took cover behind a fallen support beam, returning fire while Mia worked to disable one of the drones remotely using her equipment. Her fingers flew across the keypad, sweat dripping onto the screen as she hacked into its systems. With a final keystroke, the drone froze mid-motion, collapsing with a dull thud. "Nice work," Jake said, offering her a quick grin before pressing forward. Reaching the core chamber, the team found themselves face to face with Cythera, the alien commander. She stood tall and imposing, her armored suit gleaming under the pulsating light of the void crystal. Her cold, mechanical voice echoed through the room. "You should not have come here," she said, her tone devoid of emotion. "Your efforts are futile." Sam Carter stepped forward, her weapon trained on Cythera. "We're not here to surrender," she replied firmly. "We're here to stop you." Cythera tilted her head slightly, studying them with what might have been curiosity. "You cling to your fragile world, even knowing it will fall. Why?" "Because it's ours," Sam shot back. "And we're not giving up without a fight." Before Cythera could respond, Mia activated the destabilizer, planting it near the base of the void crystal. The device whirred to life, emitting a low-frequency pulse that made the crystal vibrate violently. Alarms blared throughout the ship, red lights flashing as the invaders scrambled to contain the threat. "You've doomed yourselves," Cythera growled, raising her weapon. But the team wasn't about to let her stop them. Jake fired at a nearby console, causing sparks to fly and creating a distraction. While Cythera turned to investigate, Mia adjusted the destabilizer settings, speeding up the countdown. "We've got 2 minutes," she yelled. "Let's go." Retreating through the chaotic corridors, the team fought off waves of drones and soldiers trying to stop them. Jake covered the rear, taking out enemies as they closed in, while Sam led the way, clearing a path ahead. The ship trembled around them, the void crystal's instability causing explosions throughout its structure. Finally, they reached the shuttle bay, where their cloaked craft awaited. Jumping aboard, Jake powered up the engines while Mia secured the hatch. As they lifted off, the command ship erupted behind them, a massive explosion lighting up the void. Pieces of debris hurtled past the shuttle, shaking it violently, but Jake kept his focus, steering them clear of danger. Back aboard the Eclipse Asterisk, Alex Monroe watched the spectacle unfold from the bridge. Cheers erupted as the alien fleet began to falter, their ships losing power and drifting aimlessly. For the first time in days, hope filled the air. The battle wasn't over, but humanity had struck a decisive blow. In the shuttle, Jake slumped back in his seat, exhaustion washing over him. Beside him, Mia let out a shaky laugh. "We did it," she whispered. "We actually did it." Sam smiled faintly, her gaze fixed on the stars outside. "This isn't the end," she said quietly. "But it's a start." The explosion of the alien command ship sent shockwaves through space, rippling across the battlefield like a storm. On the bridge of the Eclipse Asterisk, Captain Alex Monroe watched as the invaders' fleet began to fall apart. Ships that had once moved with precision now drifted aimlessly, their void crystals destabilized by the chain reaction triggered aboard the command vessel. The sight was both awe-inspiring and sobering. Humanity had struck a devastating blow, but the cost of victory weighed heavily on everyone's minds. Lieutenant Sam Carter stood beside Alex, her sharp eyes scanning the holographic display. Dozens of red markers representing alien ships blinked out one by one, leaving only a handful still operational. "They're retreating," she said quietly, her voice tinged with disbelief. "It worked." Alex nodded, his expression grim despite the triumph. "For now," he replied. "But we can't let our guard down. If they regroup, they'll come back stronger." Rachel Myers stepped forward, clutching a data pad filled with readings from the battle. Her face was pale, but her eyes sparkled with determination. "We need to study what just happened," she said. "Their technology is dangerous, and if we don't learn how to counter it completely, this could happen again." Laura Bennett, who had been monitoring the prototype weapon's performance during the mission, chimed in. "The destabilizer worked better than I expected," she admitted, though her tone remained cautious. "But it was a close call. If Jake and Mia hadn't made it out in time." She didn't finish the sentence, but everyone understood. The mission had been a success, but it had also been a gamble, one that could have ended in disaster. Back aboard the shuttle, Jake Thompson and Mia Rodriguez sat in silence as the craft docked with the Eclipse Asterisk. Both were physically and emotionally drained, their uniforms scorched and torn from the fight. Jake stared at his hands, still trembling slightly from adrenaline. He thought about the friends they'd lost, the sacrifices made to reach this moment. It felt hollow, even amidst the cheers of victory. Mia noticed his unease and placed a hand on his shoulder. "You did good out there," she said softly. "We all did." Jake managed a weak smile. "Doesn't feel like enough," he muttered. "Not when so many didn't make it back." As the team disembarked, they were greeted by applause from the crew of the Eclipse Asterisk. Engineers and technicians crowded around, congratulating them for their bravery. Despite the warmth of the reception, Jake couldn't shake the feeling that the war wasn't truly over. The aliens might have retreated, but their presence lingered like a shadow over Earth's future. Later that evening, Alex gathered his senior officers for a debriefing. The mood was somber, even as reports of the fleet's success poured in. Casualty numbers were high, too high, and the damage to Luna Base Alpha had left a lasting scar on humanity's defenses. Still, there was hope. Rachel presented her findings on the void crystals, explaining how their instability could be exploited further if another confrontation arose. "We've bought ourselves time," Alex said finally, addressing the group. "Time to rebuild, to prepare, and to find a way to ensure this never happens again." Sam nodded, her thoughts drifting to the battles ahead. "They underestimated us once," she said. "Let's make sure they don't do it again." The meeting ended with a sense of resolve, though exhaustion hung heavy in the air. Back in her quarters, Maya recorded a message for her family, assuring them she was safe while omitting the horrors she'd witnessed. Jake wandered to the observation deck, staring out at the stars. The vastness of space no longer felt infinite or inviting. It felt unpredictable, a reminder of how fragile life truly was. Despite the lingering pain and uncertainty, something had changed. Humanity had faced its greatest fear and survived. The road ahead would be long and difficult, but for the first time, there was a glimmer of hope. Earth's ultimate fleet had proven that even in the darkest hour, courage and unity could light the way forward. In the days that followed the battle, Earth began the slow process of healing. The scars of war were everywhere: burned-out cities, damaged space stations, and countless families mourning loved ones who would never return. Yet amidst the grief, there was also a sense of resilience. People came together to rebuild what had been lost, driven by a shared determination to protect their home. On the Eclipse Asterisk, Captain Alex Monroe oversaw efforts to repair the fleet and prepare for whatever might come next. The ship's engineers worked tirelessly, patching up damaged vessels and salvaging parts from those beyond repair. Laura Bennett led the team responsible for analyzing the remains of the alien technology, hoping to uncover more weaknesses in case the invaders returned. Her hands moved quickly as she dismantled pieces of alien machinery, her mind racing with possibilities. Dr. Rachel Myers focused on a different kind of work. She spent hours reviewing data from the void crystals, searching for ways to harness their energy safely. If we can understand how they function without causing destruction, she explained to Alex during one of their late-night discussions, we might be able to use them to improve life on Earth. Alex nodded thoughtfully. Just make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands, he cautioned. We've seen what happens when power like that is misused. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Sam Carter took charge of training new recruits. Many of the volunteers who had signed up after the invasion lacked combat experience, but their enthusiasm made up for it. Jake Thompson joined her as an instructor, sharing his knowledge of mechanics and helping pilots maintain their ships. Though he still struggled with guilt over the lives lost during the battle, teaching gave him a renewed sense of purpose. Mia Rodriguez stayed busy setting up communication networks across Earth's defense systems. Her goal was to create a unified channel that could connect every outpost, ship, and base instantly. It was a massive undertaking, but she believed it would prevent future misunderstandings and ensure humanity could respond quickly if another threat emerged. Despite these efforts, tensions lingered among the crew. Some worried the aliens would return stronger than before, while others feared humanity wasn't ready for another fight. These doubts reached a peak when reports surfaced of smaller alien ships lurking at the edge of human-controlled space. Were they scouts, remnants of the defeated fleet, or something else entirely? Alex called a meeting to address the growing unease. Standing before his officers, he spoke with quiet confidence. We've proven we can stand against them, he said, but preparation is key. We need to keep improving our weapons, our strategies, and ourselves. If they come back, we'll be ready. His words resonated deeply, sparking action across the fleet. Engineers developed new prototypes based on alien tech, while strategists ran simulations to refine battle plans. Even ordinary citizens contributed, donating resources or volunteering their skills to support the war effort. One evening, Jake found himself alone on the observation deck, staring at the stars. He thought about everything that had happened, the battles, the sacrifices, and the fragile hope they now clung to. For so long, humanity had believed itself alone in the universe. Now faced with the reality of hostile forces beyond their understanding, the question loomed: could they adapt fast enough to survive? As if sensing his thoughts, Mia joined him. She didn't say anything at first, simply standing beside him as they gazed out at the endless expanse of space. Finally, she broke the silence. "Do you think we'll ever really be safe?" she asked softly. Jake hesitated before answering. "I don't know," he admitted. "But I do know one thing. We're not giving up. Not now. Not ever." Mia smiled faintly. "That's good enough for me." Together, they watched as the stars twinkled in the distance, symbols of both danger and possibility. Humanity's journey was far from over, but for the first time, they faced it with courage and unity. Whatever challenges lay ahead, Earth's ultimate fleet stood ready to meet them head-on. Weeks passed, and life aboard the Asterisk Eclipse Asterisk settled into a rhythm of preparation and vigilance. The crew worked tirelessly, knowing that the lull in alien activity might not last forever. Captain Alex Monroe spent most of his time coordinating with Earth's leaders, ensuring that resources were allocated efficiently and defenses strengthened. He also pushed for global unity, urging nations to put aside old rivalries and focus on protecting their shared future. Dr. Rachel Myers continued her research on void crystals, determined to unlock their secrets without repeating the mistakes of the invaders. Her lab became a hub of activity as she collaborated with engineers and scientists from across the fleet. One breakthrough came when she discovered how to stabilize small fragments of the crystals, creating a sustainable energy source that could power ships more efficiently. "This could change everything," she told Alex excitedly. "It's clean, powerful, and doesn't carry the same risks as the aliens' unstable cores." Alex nodded, though his expression remained cautious. "Let's test it thoroughly before we roll it out," he advised. "We can't afford any surprises." Meanwhile, Lieutenant Sam Carter focused on training the next generation of pilots. The recruits were eager but inexperienced, and she pushed them hard, simulating real combat scenarios to prepare them for the challenges ahead. Jake Thompson assisted her, using his mechanical expertise to teach the pilots how to maintain their ships under pressure. His hands-on approach earned him respect among the trainees, who admired his calm demeanor and practical advice. Mia Rodriguez worked around the clock to expand Earth's communication network. She coordinated with teams on the ground and in orbit, linking every outpost and vessel into a single, seamless system. Her efforts paid off when the network successfully intercepted faint signals from the edge of human-controlled space, evidence that remnants of the alien fleet were still active. Though the transmissions were fragmented, they hinted at plans to regroup and strike again. The news sent a ripple of tension through the fleet. Alex called another meeting to discuss strategy. Standing before his officers, he spoke with quiet determination. "They're not gone," he said. "And if they come back, we need to be ready, not just to fight, but to win." Laura Bennett stepped forward, holding up a prototype weapon inspired by the destabilizer used during the battle. "This is lighter, faster to deploy, and more reliable," she explained. "If we encounter their ships again, we'll have an edge." Her confidence reassured the group, but doubts lingered. The memory of the invasion was still fresh, and no one wanted to face such devastation again. To boost morale, Alex organized a memorial service aboard the Eclipse Asterisk, honoring those who had given their lives to protect Earth. Crew members gathered in silence as names were read aloud, each one a reminder of the sacrifices made. Afterward, Jake found himself reflecting on the ceremony. He wandered to the observation deck, where Maya stood gazing at the stars. "Do you think we'll see peace in our lifetime?" she asked quietly. Jake hesitated before answering. "I don't know," he admitted, "but I do know we've got a chance to make things better, for everyone." Mia smiled faintly. "That's worth fighting for." As they stood together, the vastness of space stretched out before them, a mix of beauty and danger. Humanity had taken its first steps toward standing firm against the unknown, but the journey was far from over. With every challenge faced and every lesson learned, Earth's ultimate fleet grew stronger, united by a shared purpose. Whatever lay ahead, they would face it together, ready to defend their home no matter the cost. Months after the battle, Earth began to change in ways no one had expected. The scars of war were still visible, ruined cities, empty homes, and memorials for those who had fallen. But there was also a sense of renewal. People worked together like never before, sharing resources and ideas to rebuild stronger than ever. The invasion had shown humanity its vulnerabilities, but it had also revealed its strength. Captain Alex Monroe stood on the bridge of the Eclipse Asterisk, watching as new ships launched from Earth's orbital docks. These vessels were sleeker, faster, and more advanced than anything humanity had built before, thanks to lessons learned from studying alien technology. Rachel Myers' breakthrough with void crystals had led to cleaner, more efficient energy sources, powering not just the fleet but also cities and research facilities across the globe. For the first time, Earth felt like it was stepping into a brighter future. But Alex knew better than to let his guard down. Reports of alien activity at the edge of human space continued to trickle in, though the invaders hadn't made another move. "They're out there," he reminded his crew during a briefing, "and we need to stay ready." Lieutenant Sam Carter took these words to heart. She pushed her pilots harder than ever, running drills that simulated every possible scenario. Jake Thompson joined her efforts, teaching recruits how to repair their ships quickly under pressure. His hands-on lessons saved valuable time during training exercises, earning praise from both Sam and the trainees. Though he still carried the weight of past losses, Jake found comfort in knowing he was helping prepare others to survive. Mia Rodriguez remained focused on improving Earth's communication network. Her system now connected every outpost, ship, and base seamlessly, allowing instant coordination across vast distances. When faint signals from alien probes appeared near Mars, Mia intercepted them within minutes, alerting the fleet to potential threats. Her quick thinking gave Earth precious time to respond, reinforcing defenses around key locations. Laura Bennett spent her days refining the new prototype weapons inspired by the destabilizer. Each version became smaller, faster, and more reliable, ensuring humanity would have the upper hand if another battle broke out. "We can't rely on luck next time," she told Alex as she demonstrated the latest model. "This will give us an edge." Back on Earth, ordinary citizens played their part too. Farmers grew food for soldiers stationed in orbit, engineers designed tools to aid reconstruction, and teachers educated children about the importance of unity. Even small acts of kindness, sharing meals, offering shelter, or simply listening, helped heal wounds left by the war. One evening, Alex gathered his senior officers for a quiet dinner aboard the Eclipse *. It wasn't a celebration. Rather, it was a moment to reflect on how far they'd come. Rachel spoke about her dream of using void crystal technology to improve life on Earth. Imagine hospitals powered by clean energy or drought-stricken regions receiving water purification systems, she said, her eyes shining with hope. Sam nodded thoughtfully. "If we can protect what we've built, maybe we'll finally have peace." Jake added quietly, "And if they come back, we'll be ready." The conversation turned lighter as laughter filled the room, a reminder that even amid hardship, joy could still be found. Afterward, Jake and Mia walked to the observation deck, where they often went to think. The stars twinkled brightly against the blackness of space, a sight both humbling and inspiring. "We've come so far," Maya said softly. "But I wonder what's waiting for us out there." Jake smiled faintly. "Whatever it is, we'll face it together." As they stood side by side, the galaxy stretched endlessly before them, a mix of promise and peril. Humanity had proven it could rise above fear and division to stand united. Earth's ultimate fleet had taken its place among the stars, ready to defend its home and shape its destiny. Whatever challenges lay ahead, they would meet them with courage, determination, and hope. Years passed, and Earth thrived in ways few had imagined possible. The scars of the alien invasion faded into history, replaced by stories of resilience and triumph. Cities once reduced to rubble rose again, taller and brighter than before. Advances in technology transformed daily life, with clean energy from void crystals powering homes, schools, and hospitals. Humanity had not only survived but grown stronger, united by the shared memory of what they had overcome. Captain Alex Monroe retired from active duty, passing leadership of Earth's fleet to Lieutenant Sam Carter. It was a bittersweet moment for Alex, who had spent years steering humanity through its darkest hour. But he trusted Sam completely, knowing she would lead with wisdom and courage. Her first act as commander was to establish a coalition of planets, a network of civilizations dedicated to peace and cooperation. "We won't repeat the mistakes of the invaders," she declared. "This time, we'll build bridges, not walls." Jake Thompson and Mia Rodriguez returned to Earth after their service aboard the Eclipse *. Jake opened a foundation to support veterans and their families, using his experiences to help others heal from the trauma of war. He traveled across the globe, speaking at schools and community centers about the importance of teamwork and perseverance. Mia joined him, focusing on educating young people about communication and problem-solving. Together, they inspired countless lives, proving that even ordinary individuals could make an extraordinary impact. Dr. Rachel Myers continued her groundbreaking work, exploring new applications for void crystal technology. She collaborated with scientists worldwide, ensuring that humanity used this power responsibly. Her dream of improving life on Earth became a reality as innovations spread. Clean water systems for remote villages, affordable medical devices, and sustainable farming methods. Science is a tool, she often said. It's up to us to decide how we use it. Laura Bennett stayed aboard the Eclipse *, overseeing upgrades to the fleet's weapons and defenses. Though no new threats emerged, she insisted on staying prepared. Complacency is our greatest enemy, she reminded her team. Under her guidance, Earth's forces remained unmatched, ready to face whatever challenges might arise. As the decades rolled on, humanity looked outward once more. Space exploration flourished, driven by curiosity and a desire to connect with other civilizations. Diplomatic missions reached distant stars, forging alliances and sharing knowledge. Earth's ultimate fleet stood guard over these efforts, a symbol of strength and unity. One evening, Alex visited the observation deck of the Eclipse * for old time's sake. Now older, with gray hair and weathered hands, he gazed at the stars with a sense of pride. Beside him stood Jake and Mia, who had come to pay their respects. "Do you think we'll ever see another war?" Jake asked quietly. Alex shook his head. "I don't know. But if we do, I believe humanity will rise to meet it. We've proven we can stand together, no matter the odds." Mia smiled softly. "And maybe one day, we'll find a way to prevent wars altogether." The three of them stood in silence, watching as the galaxy stretched endlessly before them. The stars twinkled brightly, each one a reminder of the vastness and potential of the universe. Humanity had faced its greatest fear and emerged victorious, not through brute force, but through courage, ingenuity, and unity. Earth's ultimate fleet had taken its place among the stars, a beacon of hope for all who looked to the heavens. Whatever lay ahead, peace or peril, discovery or danger, they would face it together. For the first time in history, humanity truly felt ready to embrace the unknown, standing firm in the belief that even in the darkest hour, light could always be found.